Okay, I'm calling the Concord Township Board of Trustees November 20th, 2019 meeting to order. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, roll call.
Mr. Malczewski.
Present.
Mrs. Luda.
Present.
Mr. Don Dorfer.
Present.
Any problems with the November 6th regular trustees meeting minutes? Connie?
No.
Okay, we will go ahead and approve those minutes. Elected officials. Amy Dawson, what do we got in fiscal office?
Well, the first thing I need you to know is that I filed our official certificate of estimated resources worksheet with the Lake County Auditor on the 15th of November, and that is our first estimate of our budget next year, and I'm estimating we'll receive $2.5 million, not including property tax. So what happens at this point is after the end of the year, I will give them my exact balances at the end of the year. Right now I'm estimating they're $6 million. They'll give me the property tax figures for next year, and then I will relook at my estimated revenue for 2020 outside of property tax, and they'll send me an amended certificate of estimated resources sometime in January. And at that point, we will look at a permanent budget. The next meeting here at Concord Township, we will look at the temporary appropriations for 2020, which will cover first quarter only. The next thing I have, long report tonight, Mr. Malczewski. I'm asking the trustees to consider a request for $7,500 for supplemental appropriations for Super Blanket 2010-2019 for the agency fund, fund number 9001. This is an escrow fund that holds security deposits for the community center. Due to their increased activity this year, we need to return more deposits sooner rather than later.
Motion?
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Thank you. And then finally, I needed you to know that I received correspondence from ODOT today. Due to pending litigation with Carvo on other projects, a final disbursement, if any, will not be calculated by the state prior to the end of this year. Therefore, ODOT will not officially close out our SIB loan until 2020. That is, if you have any questions, please do not hesitate to call my office, 354-7516. Yeah.
What's the amount of, if I might, what's the amount of the retainage they have?
Well, on that particular, they won't tell me that. So I can tell you that after the payoff figure in August of this year, they dispersed another $60,000 to Carvo, and their estimate is $50,000 after that. So we have
Okay.
$100,000 that I will disperse by the end of the year. Again, the litigation's not with us at all. Our road's fine.
No, I know.
But
I didn't mean to interrupt you.
But that's
Sorry about that.
That's okay. I mean, surprise. But that's fine. I have money in holding waiting for it because I honestly didn't trust their payoff.
Okay.
So,
Thank you.
you're welcome. That's all I have, Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Connie, anything to report?
Other than the fact that Carl and I were at lunch with the seniors this noon.
Yeah, the Friendsgiving.
Yes,
Yeah.
their Friendsgiving. Other than that, nothing.
How about you, Carl? Anything?
Yeah, the Friendsgiving was a great luncheon today that we had over at the community center with the
Right.
seniors. I think it was the first one, right, Deborah? And it was well attended. It was good for the seniors and getting out there. I did have an inquiry about a zoning issue and a couple road issues that Frank is looking into. I also did have an inquiry regards to the status of the fire station project. I think it's important for the residents of Concord Township to know that the fire project is and will be a priority to this Board of Trustees as we get into the new year as far as how we're going to tackle that project next year. But I think in this period of transition with, obviously Mr. Malczewski being elected to serve as a Painesville Municipal Court judge, that we have an opportunity to move forward before that. As far as that transition, it's going to be important to appoint a new trustee, and I think it's imperative that we collectively have a new board before we move forward on that project to have the right collective collaboration, not only with the Board of Trustees and a new trustee, but also residents of the community as we try to move that forward. So I did have some inquiries to that. I also would like to thank you, Paul, again for your 14 years of outstanding service to Concord Township. It's been an honor to work with you, not only as a trustee, but as a representative of the Sheriff's Department, and you've done a phenomenal job serving Concord with great wisdom and commitment and dedication over the last 14 years. And I only hope that this board can continue the excellence and service that you gave to this community over those years. And it's going to be sad losing you, but at the same time, I know you're going to be a great judge, and not too far down the road, but we got a lot of work to do, but I'm sure we'll be able to do.
I've only done
Move
half
forward.
the time that Connie's done.
Yes.
Yeah, and
So-
again, and now at the end of the year with Connie
Yeah.
moving on and
Yeah.
retiring, you know, it's gonna be
different,
It's
isn't
gonna
it?
be different, but you definitely have also served Concord very well the last, what was it, 40?
40, no,
28.
28.
28.
Yeah, 28 years, yeah, 28 years. And an outstanding record of service in the township, and we thank you for that.
And I've especially enjoyed the last 14 with Paul and Chris.
Thank you.
Right.
Thank you.
Combined, it was almost 40, that was what I was getting at there. Between your experience with Chris and Paul and you at 28 years, so.
Okay, you got out of that one easily.
Yeah, I'll reserve my comments till later. With regards to department reports, administration department, Andy Rose.
Thank you, Mr. Melchewski. Couple of quick things. I accepted a resignation letter from one of our part-time firefighters, Daniel Lolito, effective November 1st, 2019. Daniel has been hired full-time in another community. We wish him well on his future endeavors, and we thank him for his service to the township. One particular item on the agenda this evening I'd like to cover, which is item C. This is a request to limit the sale of cemetery full burial plots to immediate need only. We are currently down to 20 full burial plots. As you know, we are in the process of expanding the cemetery. The house should be demolished soon, and then the ground prepared in order to expand the cemetery. Once the new section is established, we can revisit that issue and possibly lift the immediate need. But for the time being, we're going to request you vote for immediate need sales of plots. There are plenty of cremation plots available in the cemetery. So that's the one item of note. And then I know Mr. Melchewski has not given his remarks yet. However, we, on behalf of the trustees and the staff, we would like to thank Mr. Melchewski for his long service to Concord Township. He's been here since January 2006. We wish him great success. And we've got the picture of the township. The plaque reads, Paul R. Melchewski, Concord Township Trustee, 2006 through 2019. And then there's all kinds of memorable stories that have come out of the woodwork while we're getting everybody to sign this. So thank you very much, and you can hang that wherever you like.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
And that concludes my report.
Okay, that leads us to the audience portion. Anyone from the audience want to speak? Deborah?
Well,
Quick little couple of minutes. I couldn't let Paul's last meeting go by without taking advantage of the opportunity to say goodbye to Trustee Melchewski and briefly thank him for all that he is and all that he's done for our community. I love inspirational quotes. I use them all the time. It's lovely to find something short and succinct that puts into words all your thoughts and emotions. And I searched and searched for the perfect quote for this occasion. And I searched leadership excellence, responsible public service, strong moral compass, courage to make positive changes, integrity, honesty, humility, compassion, respect. They all fit. So then I remembered driving this summer to Community Day past Concord Alliance Church, and on their roadside sign was this message that I thought of you immediately. And the message said, be the person your dog thinks you are. So true, so true. Paul believes in the goodness of people. Paul believes in the capacity for good in the world. It was never about the next election. It's always been about people, and it's always been about the next generation. So I just wanted to say I have been honored to work with you, and I'm happy for you, going to miss you, and thrilled for what the future holds. So
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you. All right, anybody else? Okay, we'll move on to new business. Recreation Department. For your contract. You want to talk about that?
I
No,
can cover that real quick. Every 3 years, we solicit and enter into a contract for our fireworks for Community Day in an effort to lock in the best price. We got $8,800 per year for the next 3 years, and this is just the contract to solidify that arrangement and lock in a price. So we're requesting your favorable vote on that.
So moved.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Yeah, we paid as high as 12, so.
Mhm. Yeah, this is a good deal.
Initial 1 page, and then the second page requires a signature, sir, from the chair.
How about the PO for the $6,954.72 for the IT and computer equipment?
I'll make a motion to approve.
Second?
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Anybody want to make a motion on the cemetery?
I move,
Anybody want to define immediate need too?
Well, immediate need would be upon death or
yeah.
illness that led to death.
I move that we sell full burial lots on an immediate need basis only until further notice.
I'll second.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Amy, any idea when that's going to be ready? I know that's not your department, but.
Well, I mean, we can't do anything until the house comes down. That's been the delay, and Andy's been working on that. It usually takes 6 months to a year.
Right.
After that, for the ground to settle. We have, because you stopped it this evening, we should have enough to get by through the winter. But we have, between all the cemetery, between the columbariums and the cemetery section, there's plenty of graves available for people who are just interested in cremation. So this is
Oh,
just
yeah.
full burial.
Right.
So we have plenty available for our residents, and they can still pre-purchase the cremation plots, so.
Right.
How about a recognition letter for Eagle Scout
Graydon.
Grady Snyder?
Yeah, I just happen to know, it's ironic, I know Graydon Snyder. He
Oh.
swims with my daughter and know the family quite well.
Good.
So I've got the recognition here. It is with great pleasure that the trustees of Concord Township extend their congratulations to Graydon Snyder for attainment of the very prestigious honor of Eagle Scout. Your hard work and dedication over the past 11 years has placed you in a category that is only realized by about 5% of your scouting peers, and as a result, you will stand among those Eagle Scouts who have become great leaders in this country. It is impressive that you have chosen scouting from your youngest years as one of your primary guides toward character development. You have exemplified the ideals and goals of scouting with your numerous accomplishments, including troop guide, senior patrol leader, hiking approximately 160 miles on the Appalachian Trail over 2 years, camping more than 100 nights, including on the Appalachian Trail, and in Halliburton, Canada, earned 29 merit badges and earned the Arrow of Light as a Cub Scout. Your Eagle Scout project consisting of developing a detailed project plan, obtaining donations and funds, organizing 6 volunteers with a total of 405 man-hours to build 4 Klondike sleds for Lake Metro Parks is commendable. These sleds will be used as educational tools for younger children for many years to come. We congratulate you in earning the rank of Eagle Scout, and we look forward to watching you grow as a future community leader. Congratulations on becoming an Eagle Scout. Sincerely, the Concord Township Board of Trustees.
Great.
Would you like me to read the future meetings and
Sure.
announcements, Mr.
Yeah,
Melchewski?
great.
Okay, on Monday, November 25th at 6 a.m. is the start of leaf pickup week for all Concord public roads. Thursday and Friday, November 28th and 29th, were closed in observance of Thanksgiving. Tuesday, December 3rd at 7 p.m., Zoning Commission meeting, Town Hall. And Wednesday, 12/4, 6:30 p.m., trustee office hours in the conference room, 7:30 p.m., trustee meeting, Town Hall. All right, that's all I have.
All right, so earlier today, just before the meeting, I handed to Andy and to the trustees my resignation. I will be resigning from Concord Township as of noon on November 27th, so I'm keeping my fingers crossed that there's not a big snow
Oh,
in between time. I cannot tell you, how much Concord Township has meant to me, and the time that we spent here, I thought we did some tremendous work. I mean, I think Concord Township was on a nice path as we came here. I think we've stepped on the gas and moved it forward, and a lot of that had to do with Connie guiding Chris and I during that time. I cannot tell you how many times she would say, "Boys," and it would be, you can go faster, or you can go slower, or you need to make a change. But her wisdom has been significant to us, and she really mentored us, I think, tremendously. The other thing that I think that was important is she put hard work in, and Chris and I put hard work in, and then I will leave with telling Carl, and I'll leave with telling Morgan, put the work in. If you put the work in, you'll get a good product, and that's really kind of studying and getting your hands dirty. It's going out to see residents, it's going out and talking with them, it's appreciating, standing in a hole where the water main has broken for, it's umpteen time on Pine Hill, to appreciate what's going on with the product. And it is a very rewarding, sometimes challenging job, but it is something that you just kind of feel compelled to do. And I know both of you guys do that. I know Connie feels that on a daily basis, and it's been tremendous. Working with Amy has its challenges, but it was very, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed having the debate. One of the things the unique thing about being a township trustee is, we work as in tandem of a three, but we can't do anything without looking in the eyes of Amy and saying, yes, you have the dollars and cents to pay for that, or you better go figure out how you're gonna do it, because you're not gonna get, those dollars and cents from us. And it's a trust that we have. It's also fun to go downstairs and lobby for what you want to do, and whether you win or you lose, it's an enjoyable time. And and then we've had tremendous administrators over the years. I will tell you that if you're looking for a good administrator, go find someone that came out of the military. And we had a bunch of military guys, and Andy, it's been tremendous working with you in the last couple of years. It's tremendous working with Jack and Lee and Kathy, who we all adore, but you took off on us. So we might have worked her a little bit. And it's always great to have great legal counsel from Mike Lucas,
oh, yes.
who sits over there in a tiny desk. Maybe we can get him a bigger desk someday.
I think it's a punishment.
But listen, I've always felt that Concord Township has been a great family, and you will be encouraged to go ahead and from residents to reach out to them and talk with them. But if you're out there on a daily basis and you're doing it, your job is what you've been hired to do and what you've been elected to do, which is to shepherd the community. To make those votes, to consider what people are saying, but it's not easy, and you get suggestions from different people, but stick with what's in your heart, stick with what you know, stick what's you've seen before, and try to keep on moving that township forward. One of the proudest things I think it was really kind of overcoming Willoughby, the city of Willoughby, and what our property values were. And we've continued to do that, and we continue to have high property values, and I think that's the work that goes on a daily basis here. And I don't think a lot of the general public sees those things. They don't see what's going on in the zoning office and the standards that we have and how we see a community that regardless of what you want to do, is going to continue to grow. And he wants to continue to add value to those things. And so stick with what the plan is. Doesn't always mean that you don't alter it, but I think we have a nice ground, that solid foundation that we've built on. And as Connie always says, you have to have a solid foundation and a good roof.
Right, oh,
Right?
oh, absolutely.
And those principles fit very well with everything else that we do. And I've been around a lot of municipalities and a lot of townships, and we have very good structure here, and it's tremendous. And you know, when you have 12-hour strategic planning meetings, those are rough to get through, but they're necessary and they're needed, and I'm glad that we continue to do them. So I will miss being part of this board, but I'm still part of the community, and you'll still see me around, and I'm going to ask you to continue to invite me to your Memorial Day functions and your
Wreaths Across America.
Wreaths Across America, and I missed your senior lunch today.
Yeah.
So. But thank you very much, and at that, I guess we'll conclude this meeting.
Thank you, Paul.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm gonna hug you.
Okay,
Thank you.
No, he's got to sign it, so he's coming.
okay,
Kind of your own signature.
all right.
Now, Paul, I didn't